I'd like to introduce Marie from England, who's originally from Germany. Marie takes LDN for Ankylosing Spondylitis. Good morning, Marie.
Good morning.
Could you tell me? I'm fine, thank you. Could you tell me when you first started to experience symptoms?
I think it was when I was about 17 and a half years old, so it's a while back. I'm now 30 years old, and I basically had an accident. I fell on a bench when I was doing artistic roller skating on my lower back, and I was too proud to actually get it looked at, and I became quite stiff and I was hurting, and from then on I kept having problems in that area. And because I knew that I could possibly have ankylosing spondylitis anyway, because my dad has got it too, I was tested when I was about 11 for the genetic defect, and yes, I do have it. My sisters don't, very lucky. And when obviously I've been younger, they couldn't find anything on my x-rays, so they said I haven't got it. And over the years it just got worse, and I kept having problems. I'm very active, I exercise a lot, and I don't want to stop, and I've been just exercising through the pain, and now I know why the pain stays and doesn't go away, because it is ankylosing spondylitis, as I have been suspecting for a very long time. Basically what happened, I did tell the GPs over here that I do think it is ankylosing spondylitis, but they did not agree, and they said I've just been exercising too much, and it was very frustrating because basically it's taken over 10 years to get a diagnosis. I did get my diagnosis this year on the 23rd of June, and for me it was just making it official. And being relieved just that they actually can accept that I'm not making that up. Generally for my family it didn't make a difference, because we knew what we were dealing with, and we've done everything we possibly could to make it better with what we had available to us. I've been working on diet quite a bit, because obviously that doesn't involve any doctors. I've been reading the book from Carol Sinclair, and I found that very helpful, and I've tried to implement all the tips that she had in there, and it did make a difference, but it didn't fix it. So when I didn't have my diagnosis, and I was quite bad at that time, I was having severe problems. I was stooped over, curled up. It would take me all day to get going and straighten up in some form. People used to look at me, because I'm still teaching fitness classes. They looked at me and thought, you shouldn't be here. And I said, I don't want to let you down. So I would verbally teach my classes, and because they're very good, they knew what they had to do. And so I could keep going. And then when it was so bad and I had my diagnosis, I just had another inspiration. I wanted to just finally see if I can find some natural way of healing this. I came across the LPA as an option. It's a supplement, and it is supposed to enhance the what they're called, endorphins, and make them last longer, the ones that you've got naturally. And then from there, I tried that. It didn't make that much difference, and I came across LDN because I kept digging deeper, trying to find something natural that doesn't have side effects, because I don't do well on any medication. And I was so excited when I saw LDN. It just all made sense, and I just liked the idea that it didn't have any side effects. So
where do you get your pain, Marie?
Mainly in my lower back, around my sacrum. You would call it L4 and L5. I'm actually very stiff there. I don't think I've got much mobility at all. I did have thoracic spine problems as well, but I'm not sure whether they were already ankylosing spondylitis or muscle spasms, because they usually go hand in hand, and you can't tell until you're stiffened up whether it was in the bone or in the muscle. I trigger my problems through exercise, not on purpose, of course. quite debilitating because I do like my job. I like meeting people, and I like helping people, and I do find that when I teach exercise classes, I'm able to help people stay safe and look after their bodies better because I understand what it is like to be in pain. It was so exciting to find LDN. When I found it, it took me about 2-3 weeks to make my mind up to actually try to get the prescription because I was scared that it might just be nothing. And when it then finally arrived, it was so exciting. I took it on the Thursday night, and that's after having taught 3 classes, which usually makes me very bad for Friday. And on Friday I teach 4 classes, which I usually dread. And I woke up in the morning and I felt like I was never ill. I was straight, and the day before I was curled up. It was amazing. It was like, I could feel there was something there. It was like the pain through a veil, very thick veil, very numb, like a little bit there, but not very painful. I mean, if you have like 100% pain or like 5%, that makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
So I managed to exercise through Friday, and I couldn't believe it, and I was bouncy and excited, and then I thought maybe it's just a blip. And then on Saturday it continued, and ever since then I've just been well. Every day I'm thinking, oh my God, I should have known this before I got stiff in the lower back, because then I would have been able to save my joints there.
This is amazing. Did your own doctor prescribe it for you, or did you have to get it privately?
No, he didn't. He wasn't very helpful. I had a telephone consultation with him about it. I said, look, I found LDN and I want to do this. I want to give it a try. And he said, no, Primary Care Trust does not support this. We can't prescribe it. Kind of forget about it. So I was very upset. But then when I found prescribed me, I was excited, and I thought, it's okay, I pay for it myself. Because all the treatments that I do for my condition, I pay for myself, because none of them are funded by the NHS.
Oh, yes.
I have regular massages since over a year, which helped a lot getting the tissue loosened up and getting mobility back, and just keeping me functional and as pain-free as possible. I've also started taking acupuncture sessions, which is, I think, helping quite well overall, just getting the system healed.
Has your doctor seen you since you've been on LDN?
No, I haven't. I'm kind of, it's my secret. It sounds a bit strange, but I don't want anybody spoiling it for me.
Right.
And I'm due to see my rheumatologist in October, I think, and I might mention it.
Yeah.
But she wasn't very supportive at all when I said, look, I don't want to go on anti-TNF, I don't agree with the side effects, I don't want to give it a try, it's not even proven to work. I've done my research, I'm a very informed patient, which doctors do not like a lot, but it's my body and I need to do what's best for my body. And so I just research everything very thoroughly and weigh out the pros and cons and try to find reasons for why something should be working. And then if I agree, I give it a try. And that's how I came to try LDN.
So if you had to rate your quality of life on a score of 1 to 10, before LDN, 10 being the best, what would it have been? 2. It was very bad. I couldn't concentrate anymore. I couldn't get any work done. And I'm very flexible how I work, because I'm a freelance fitness instructor, freelance designer, and I run a web shop. So I can work around my problems, but I still couldn't get a lot done. And I was severely ill since early May this year, so over 8 weeks. And I just wouldn't get any better. It just shifted from one side to the other, and I was very stooped, and I thought I will never get straight again. It was not good. Now I'm bouncing, I'm straight, I look like a normal person. You can't tell that I've got something wrong unless I have to demonstrate my spine flexion. So what would you say your quality of life is now on that score of 1 to 10?
It is probably 9.
Really?
I mean, it's pretty much okay. I mean, I still know there's a problem there because every now and then when I exercise too much, it goes a little bit sore, I would say, but it doesn't stay and it's not debilitating like that. It's amazing. It's like a miracle. I just can't believe it.
So what would you say to other people with ankylosing spondylitis who are thinking of trying?
Do try it, go for it, because, I mean, you've got nothing to lose. It doesn't have any side effects. Many people report really good results, and it's a chance to take, and if it doesn't work, at least you gave it a try. I've actually persuaded my father to give it a try. It took me quite a while of persuading, because he's had it for so long, he's used to the pain and the problems, and I think he might have given in. And he's on it since 2 weeks, I think, and he feels a little better. It's not worked as well for him instantly like it did for me, which was quite sad, but I think that is because he doesn't, incorporate a clean diet, which is very relevant to ankylosing spondylitis, since the gut is very involved in this as well, I find. So I think I'm hoping that he's going to get better soon as well, which would be great.
That's
then
amazing.
I'll say better late than never, I guess.
Yes. Well, what an inspirational story for others. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
Right, that is...
For having me.